Hello, I'm Dr. Abdullah Abdul Rahman. I graduated from Harvard University and have over 30 years of experience for diagnosing disease. If you want to know one thing, this right here is cancer.
You just can't make this shit up. Trust me. I really wish that I was, but unfortunately I'm not. This isn't some cruel, sick joke. Some lady from Florida, I'm not going to throw any shade at Florida because I believe Florida has gotten a lot of flack and stereotypes, even though Floridians, as they're called, have accepted these stereotypes. This lady thought it was a phenomenal idea to urinate, yes, that's right, piss, into a bucket at Lulu's ice cream shop in Florida, spit into a tub of ice cream, and also pick her nose and use that same finger to touch the ice cream. Honestly, I don't know what was going through her head while she was doing all of this, but she did it. And just to clarify and go a little bit deeper into the details, this bucket of ice cream happens to be one of the buckets that the company uses to produce ice cream. It's used to churn ice cream. So you know, like when you make homemade ice cream and then you put it into the plastic bag and then you press it around and move and squeeze and stuff like that. Well, this is a bigger company, so I guess they use a bucket. So she decided to urinate in this bucket and then pour this mixture into a sink that is used to rinse ice cream making utensils. Guess what? The shop had to close down for a few days and they had to destroy all of their ice cream inventory. But don't worry, she's been arrested. I just don't understand these people, man. This first asshat that decided to do this at that Walmart with the Bluebell ice cream, and this lady right here, they just wake up one day, think to themselves, I'm going to go and taint ice cream in the most horrible way possible and possibly ruin the lives of many people who I don't know. They don't know any of these people that could have been negatively impacted by their actions. This first asshat, this latest asshat that is going around pissing in buckets of ice cream and spitting in ice cream tubs. What is your motive? People have said clout. And I'm here like, clout for what? Clout for putting yourself on a watch list? You are recording yourself doing it. So you're just making the job of the local authorities 10 times, maybe even 100 times easier because they already found your ass. The asshat in the first video didn't even buy the ice cream. She put it back in to the refrigerator so that some poor individual or some poor couple or family, whatever, could take that tub of ice cream home, consume it, and then get sick or something like that, because I believe they said she had the flu. So this is considered an attempt to poison a product and endanger lives or ruin lives. But again, I'm not sure, but I heard that in some other video. I should have done a fact check before I made this video, so I do apologize for that. But this is so funny because what this pissing Florida lady did just completely dwarfs what the institutor of this whole ice cream challenge did initially. And yes, I said ice cream challenge because that is what it has been dubbed. And when I saw this, I told myself, every day and every way we stray further away from God's light. Whoever coined this phrase, I don't know if it was one of the partakers in this challenge or if it was the community who dubbed this challenge. I don't know, maybe I was on vacation while this happened, but I didn't approve of this within this past week of this whole thing happening. But in between the time of this first asshat and the pissing Florida lady asshat's doing of this ice cream challenge, there have been some other copycats who thought that they were going to be a bunch of clout chasers without any penalties. You got some people going into a supermarket, taking some mouthwash, some Listerine, opening it, drinking some, gargling it, and spitting it back into the mouthwash so that some other person can take it, use the mouthwash, and wonder why they're in a hospital bed 3 days later. Like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you doing this? For what? I refuse to believe that it is for clout. Why are you going to play around with people's health with something that they are going to consume? You're never going to meet these people who happen to buy these things, God forbid, in your entire life. The chances of you coming to them face to face are slim to none, you have a much higher chance of winning the lottery, being named Miss America for 2029, going to an NBA game and making the half-court shot, and doing a DNA test, getting the results, and discovering that you're actually a distant nephew of Steve Harvey. It boggles my mind to an extreme. Yesterday, some guy from Louisiana was also caught and arrested for doing the same ice cream challenge. He licked the tub of ice cream, put it back, and walked away on video. And luckily, they caught him too, and he's going to be facing jail time. He has been struck by the hammer of justice. But it is crazy how people are just like sheep on the internet. They never think things through, like, how will this negatively affect me or other people around me? Now you're going to jail. That's years taken off of your life just because you wanted to do an asinine stunt for what? Clout. That's what everyone's saying, that they're doing it for clout, but I refuse to believe that, because there are other ways, even passive ways, to obtain clout on the internet, whether it be short-term or long-term, that doesn't involve licking ice cream, putting it back into the fridge in the supermarket, and walking away. Now you've got police officers diverting their attention along with the other authorities involved and other ice cream companies. Psychopaths are kicking people out of windows. People are getting stabbed, shot. Domestic violence is everywhere. We got to worry about terrorists. We got freaking Illuminati secret societies in secret catacombs underground doing secret forbidden rituals. We got the black market. And instead, all the authorities have to worry about people tainting ice cream by licking it and putting it back into a store shelf. Instead, now they have to divert their attention from the more important and serious things to this. Ice cream companies now have to take extra precautions, ruining certain liberties we had, I guess, as consumers, because one bad apple ruins the whole bunch. Some supermarkets have taken extra safety precautions like locking their fridge doors, and now customers have to call an employee to come with the keys and unlock the fridge doors so that they can get their ice cream, which is more time being wasted instead of doing other things. And this is all thanks to a handful of people who are probably narcissists, because only narcissists would not look at the macro level of how this can affect people. But don't worry, if you're at a loss right now, if you feel helpless with humanity, don't worry, because we have some amazing people on Twitter giving us some pro tips so that our ice cream cravings will still be quelled even with all of these new dangers abound. So you can buy your ice cream. The most straightforward way to do this is to do what this guy did and push off all the ice creams that are towards the front of the fridge to the side and go for the ones that are right in the back, because those are less likely to be tainted. But to be honest, that is something that my parents have taught me to do ever since I was a kid, because it only really makes sense. But if you haven't done that before, then you should start doing that. But if you're still a little paranoid, you can buy the ice cream, take it home, take a knife and cut off the top portion of the ice cream and enjoy the rest. If you're more of a person that has a sense of humor, you can do what this guy did and take out the ice cream on video, lick it, close it, and put it into your shopping cart and purchase that ice cream. Wow, imagine if all these asshats that did that on video did that instead. This would have been a good laugh. I wouldn't even have to make this video. But unfortunately, the world isn't a bunch of flowers, rainbows, and daisies and candy. That's why we have dumbasses like this who think it is a totally normal thing to take ice cream, mouthwash, or some other consumable item and lick it or drink it or whatever and spit it back out onto the rest of it and leave it for some blissful and poor individual to take home and consume and wonder how they became ill or negatively impacted in general by whatever it happened to be. That about wraps it up for this video. I know I don't have to give like any messages or warnings to not be like these dumbasses that we've talked about in this video, because I know all of you watching are intelligent and intellectual individuals who have at least 3 brain cells. So don't be like these asshats and stay in school.